Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to Connect Academy Day 11. And I have actually done this video like twice, but it didn't record, so that's why I delayed in redoing the video. It has been stressful, so I'm very sorry, dear viewers, for those who has been waiting for this particular video and others. I'm very sorry. It has been so tedious on me, and I've been so. I pray you accept my apologies. And okay, we have to start. We have to start. And again, another thing is that please, I'm actually begging you. Programming is very sweet, it's interesting. Continue. If you have dropped or if you have dumped it, stop, pick it up back. And I'm actually begging. Software engineering is the trend, is what to continue to exist. It cannot cease to exist. If software engineering stop existing, that means no phones, nothing like technology is going to exist again, and it's not possible. And they get paid very very well without even yourself hustling for job. You can start your own business on your own and you get paid in millions. I'm begging, and I'm seriously begging. Okay, if you keep on being consistent, you take a good time, you spend a good time on learning how to program, and by this time next year you go far. Maybe sef you can even fit maybe sef to even start applying for job. I'm actually telling you, or you can start something on your own. And I'm not promising, but it's 100% something, because I actually have plans for you guys. I know that I'll actually, by his grace, I'll actually go somewhere in this life. I know that I'm actually, because I have a very big idea, and I have plans already. I can't start spelling them out, but I have made provisions for you people. If people are going to take this in serious, and those that comes out from this and they are successful and they continue and they become good software engineers, I can reserve a space for them, that the money they are going to receive there, working in that space, is going to be life changing. I'm very serious. I'm not actually joking. It's actually something coming, because I know that by this time next year, by His grace, I would have. Let's just keep it there. So just please still become consistent in software programming. You are born for it. You are meant to do it. Let nothing distract you. I am actually pleading. Okay, welcome to Connect Academy, day 11 of our programming course. And what we are going to do today is comment and import statements. You have been with the other teacher, and I know he has been teaching you. He has actually been teaching you from a different dimension. I'm actually taking from also a different dimension. So, for be following his class, you don't need to. Sometimes you don't need to watch my class before you watch his own. Sometimes, yeah, because he's actually teaching. I'm actually teaching another part. He's teaching another part, so that we can now meet together. I hope you're actually getting me. Okay, so comments and import statement. Comments are very useful in programming, and import statements are very useful. So I will try to make this video as short as possible, so that it will be beneficial for you guys. Comments, they are instructions. No, sorry. Comments are They are what you write in your programming, in your editor. You know what your editor is, your IntelliJ or your Visual Code or your Eclipse or your Notepad, that the computer does not execute. The computer does not execute your comments. So comments are actually written so that, maybe, because sometimes when we write code, we actually, maybe in the next, let me say, in the next 2 months now, if you come back to that code will start looking strange to you. So comments are written so that are written on top of your code, so that you can understand quickly what that code is doing, what that particular code you wrote is actually doing, so that you will not be confused, and you start from the beginning to start checking on what your code does. Do you understand? That is comments for you. They are not executed by the computer, but they are present in the program. They can be present in the program, but they are not executed by the computer. People use comments to explain the meaning of their codes. Comment is also useful whereby, maybe you're a programmer, you wrote a program, and maybe when maybe when you're not around, or maybe you want somebody to update your program for you, you can send your code to the other programmer, and with comments you understand what you are writing, so that he can know what step to take. Comments are used for that. Comments are used for maybe if you want, maybe you can comment an error out. Do you understand? Maybe if there's an error in your code, and you can just go there and there's a syntax you put there that will change that particular code to a comment, whereby the computer is not going to execute that line of code again, because you have changed it to a comment. So comments are very useful in programming, but it is not a must to write it, but it's advisable to use them, especially when you're writing complex applications. Now comments, we have different types of comments. We have the single line comments, we have the I think you know this. I don't actually cram terms here. You just know the comments and you know what to use them and do. We have the single line comments. I think this one now, this one is asterisk, and as I said, I think you call it the multi-line comment. The single line comment, it goes with the name, is used to comment a single line, and the is multi-line comment is used to comment a block of text. And the third type of comment is Java doc comment. We're not going to do this one now, we're going to do it later. This Java doc comment is used to, maybe is like a documentation for your own program, so that maybe if you are using, maybe if another programmer wants to borrow your code, he's able to kind of read the documentation. Kind of is like a will I say a text or a document, that type of thing concerning your code. That's what Java documents are used for. And Java documents, they are not, is not what we are going to teach now, but they are not actually that important now, but you are still going to learn it as we continue. Now the second thing, so we need to document our programs. We need to document our programs, and commenting the program is an important part of documentation. Other parts of program documentation include program diagrams, program workload, design documents, and user manuals. All these things are also used to describe the code that you are writing. Some people, before they start coding, they design in terms of drawing on how the program is going to flow, so before they start. So all those things are used to as part of program documentation, and comment is also among. If you write a program and use it, okay, I've said all these things. However, in the real world, using program without ever making any change is never possible. You cannot just write, in the real world, you cannot just write a program and you think maybe the next 10 years or in the next year, maybe changes will not occur in the program. No, you will need to update something. You have your WhatsApp, you see WhatsApp, they always update. You have your games, they always update. So for you to make that program to continue to be in use, it has to be updated. So you have to use comments so that you can know where to add your features, so that you will not destroy your whole program. And import statement, okay, before we I need to teach you on what I mean by comments. I need to teach you what I mean by comments. This is the syntax for comment. You write this thing, then you write this thing, then you put your something, then you use this thing to close your comment. If you don't close it, it means you are it's not going to be treated nicely. And this one is for single line comment. So I'm going to actually show you guys what I mean. Okay, think we have to go down, or okay, I can just from here show you. As in, I want to comment now this code here, this particular code here. I want to comment. Okay, let's not use this one, let's use this one. Or I can use anyone, but let's use this one now. So assuming I want to comment, maybe say this thing now. Remember, I cannot just start using a single line. I want to comment everything from here to here. I cannot just start using a single line. It's actually time spending. You have seen how it has commented this line. So now the computer now is not going to execute this thing. This thing is bringing an error because it actually needs this something to perform. So if I want to comment everything in total, I will put this thing and put this stuff. And if I don't close my comment, you are seeing that the comment is running down. So I need to close the comment so I can be like, okay, computer, this is where I want you to stop commenting. So now you can see that only these things now have be changed to me as a comment. Therefore, if this program is being executed, this stuff is not going to display, is not going to be executed by my computer. And okay, I can go to, okay, you can see here self. I didn't even know self here. I actually commented this thing because I was like telling the computer that I'm not going to need this stuff now. So I just commented it, so you can see that this stuff is actually, what I'm telling you is actually real. So another thing again I can comment is, okay, I can come here, and if I like, I can type nonsense here. So far as a comment, computer will never execute it. I can type, let me say, a big a big boy and blah de blah blah de blah la 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 la. If I run the program, computer is not going to execute it. It's not going to show for me as an error because it's a comment. If I want to make a multi-line comment, I put this my stuff, press enter key. Okay, I press enter key, computer has already got the second something for me, and I type enter, type enter, type enter, and nothing is going to happen. Is not going to be treated to me as an error. So the next thing we actually go for now is we go for import statements. What are import statements? You guys need to know import statements. As you can see, import statement is used in programming. It is mostly used maybe when you need to borrow somebody's, maybe you need to borrow maybe a system class, or borrow what somebody has done, maybe to simplify your own program, or to enhance the program, or you just need it. You can see throughout my programs, I made use of import statements. You can see how useful it is in programming. You have seen my import statements. You can see, so it's just a useful thing. This is import statements. So it's just a useful thing when you are doing your programming. And if I can remember, the let me go back to the past program, so that from there I can show you guys what I okay. I hope you guys can still remember this program that we wrote to develop this desktop application. And you remember this program that I wrote, and you remember that here was, I used import statement java.swing in the beginning. And remember what I told you guys about import state remember what I told you guys about this, that this here is a system class, and this is an object that you declared. Now for you to use this, is a system class, or you can call it a programmer's class. You understand? And so for you to use it, you cannot just bring it from your head and use it like that. You understand? You have to, okay, now let's just go back to the import statement. Let's go back to the import statement. From here I'm going to explain so you understand very well. I hope this thing is recording, because the last one that was happening, I was not recording. Okay, it's recording. Okay, so we go back to what we are saying. Now we develop object oriented programs by using predefined classes, both system and programmer defined class. All these classes are packed into packages. Before you use any borrowed class, whether system defined or programmer defined, you must call it to the package it was in. In summary, packages are like folders. Okay, what this stuff is trying to say is that if you are writing your own program and you want to use a class from you want to borrow a class, remember, for any program that you write, you have to it has to be, is not a must, but it's compulsory. I don't know how these two English are like the same thing. Okay, for your junior level now, for what we're teaching you guys now, it's not a must for you to use packages, but just know that for you to develop something that the world can use, you will need to start using packages. You can start using packages now for your small applications, but I'm just trying to tell you that you have to, in short, is 99% advisable. You have to be using packages. Why I'm saying that you cannot use packages now is because I've not taught you guys packages. You understand? But I know that some of you know what are packages, or maybe none of you. You understand? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that every class that was created in this life was kept into a package. Any class that was created in this life, if it's you that is creating the class, if it's me that is creating the class as a good developer, if it's you that is creating the class as a good developer, you must first of all define the package that that class is going to be. Do you understand? And now if you finish your program and I am doing my own program and I want to use that your class, if I don't have all the time and all the brains to start making a class on my own, or I want to save stress, I want to save time, and I just want to use your class direct, I'm going to call your class from that your package. Do you understand? So I'm not just going to bring your class like that. Assuming you use a class called, maybe your class was pencil, i'm not just going to um I'm not just going to carry pencil and start writing pencil in my class. No, you must specify where you got that pencil from. Which package did you get that pencil from? Do you understand? You must specify the place. If not, the computer is going to show you as an error, because you just all of a sudden you just wrote pencil. Computer doesn't know what is pencil, like pencil out of the blues. So you have to tell the computer that, see oh, this pencil is a class I got from this place. Now the place is the package. That is what we are trying to tell you. I can give you an example. I don't want to use my own. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, let's just, you actually understand. Now if you look up very well here, this package, this is called a package. Do you understand? This is called a package. Now this package, now I declared a package here before I started programming. It shows that this student service class should be in this package. That's what I'm telling you. Like, this student service class now should be in this package. Do you understand? So now if I want to use this student service class in my program, okay, let me stop using this IntelliJ. Let me just, because IntelliJ is sometimes it's heavy to run, it takes time while running. Okay, hey, let us use this one sef. So this is just, don't take all these things serious, like this editor serious, because it's not just, would I say, it's not complete in terms of, it's not advisable to use it when writing Java. Do you understand? But you can use it too. But maybe if you see something painted red, don't just take it as red. Like now, all this red here does not, for this IntelliJ is not an error. Sorry, for this Sublime Text, for this editor is not an error. So let me just stop telling you all these things. It does not really matter. Let me just try and tell you what I mean. Like now, if I'm creating this person's class, and I put a package here, and I not don't learn how to do a package. Okay, let me see, the package that I put this in is com dot company com.company. Now okay, this com.company means that this person now is in the com.company package. I can just say, it's not advisable to just use one word, you get, because now there can be many com folders in your in your in your in your in your laptop or in your desktop. What do I mean? If I say com.company now, com.company, if I say com.company, it means that this person's class is in a folder called com is in a folder called company, under com folder. Let me give you an example. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So see, I come here and I create a folder, let me just, this is exactly how packages are. Let me show you what I mean. And this folder is called com, and inside the folder let me open the folder. No, laptop. Let me open the folder. Let me open the folder, and I've clicked open, and the folder is open. Now this com.company, it means that this person's class now is inside the company's package under the com folder, which means that in here now, here now, See, all these things is if you do it in your, it's not you that will be creating this folder by yourself, or it's computer that will create it for you. Remember, it's because I'm not in IntelliJ. Assuming I'm in IntelliJ now and I type all those things, the computer is one that is going to create the package for me. And it now means that inside this company, that's where you will see your, that's where we see our persons. Is here now that we see our person class. Okay, I don't need to write the class there. Is here now just person. Is here now that you see the person class. Let me remove the class. Do you understand? And so if you write, so now this thing now, this thing as I'm telling you now, this thing now means, it means that the person's class is inside the company's folder under the com folder. Do you understand? So now it means that if you in your computer, it means that if you enter your com, you will see, you first and see company package. And if you now enter company, you will now see the person class. So that is how, that is what it means when we say com.company. So as soon as I say com.company dot door dot pencil, I will see com folder. Then when I enter inside com folder, I will see company. Then after I enter inside company, I will see door first. Then after door, if I click again, I will see pencil. If I click pencil again, I will now see the person class. So that is what it means. Now in as I was saying, if you have a class named person inside a package named school, this is okay, this is what you have done. Assuming you have a class now, a person's, assuming you have a class named person inside a package named school. You understand? It's just named school. This is how it's going to be called. It's going to be like school.person. You understand? School.person. So it means that now the school, now the person's class is inside the school package. Do you understand? Do you understand? Like, to show, if assuming you're a programmer now, you want to tell the person that the person's class is inside the school package, you tell the person school.person. Do you understand? So it means that school.person class means that the person class is inside the school package. Now a package name can have sub packages. Okay, we have done this stuff now. This one now means that you have your org folder, then the school folder is inside the org folder, then the identity folder is inside the school folder that is inside the org folder, then the person's class is inside the identity folder that is inside the school's folder that is inside the org folder. So do you understand? Now remember that all this stuff now, this stuff, okay, I was teaching you something. Now this stuff now is now remember that. Okay, so as I was saying, assuming I'm addressing this now to somebody outside, I'm trying to tell the person that the person's class is inside this package. What I'll tell the person now is that, okay, let me use comment so that it's not even display anything. So now what I will now tell the person is that, see, that your package, that the person's class, if you want to find the person's class, you will go to the, have I clicked something here? You go to the com.company dot person. That's how for you to address the person class. So I'm going to be like, okay, I know where to go and see this class called person. The person's class inside the com.company package. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now if you are using, assuming now I want to use this person's class, maybe this was a class that was made by another programmer, and if it was a class that was made by another programmer, that means I will not even see all these things. If the programmer doesn't want me to see it, I will not see all these things created here. I just want to use his person class. Do you understand? Now, so assuming, let me say this now is my page. Let's delete this. Okay, this now is my page. Okay, let me comment this. Don't just look at this now I'm doing down here. Let's delete this, and I want to use the person, like this is my environment. I just want to use the person's class. Example, now how you just, that one that you just, that code now that you just used this guy's class, you just used JFrame's class. Remember that you didn't even see the code. And so let's now be that you want to use this JFrame's class now. So now for me now I want to use the person class. Now if I just go here, if it's in a real editor, remember is this Sublime Text that we're using, which I don't advise you to use. As in, let me say I'm in my IntelliJ now. I'm just giving an example, and I use person. I just type person and declare the person and say okay, students, or I say classmates, and I say equal to new person. Now computer is going to okay, person classmates. Did I declare this thing well? Okay, I declare it well, but I'm trying to do it the way I thought it would. Okay, and you come here and say classmates is equal to new person. Okay, so what happens here now is that computer is going to carry this thing and take it as error, because computer does not know where the person's class is coming from. Do you understand? You just collected the person's class from somebody's program, and you did not even tell the computer where you collected it from. You just sure computer will think that you stole the person's the 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 class called person, because he did not define it, he did not declare it, and he did not tell the computer where he got it from. So it just is like is you stole. Do you understand? So computer is not going to say come on, where is this person's class coming from? You cannot talk. Do you understand? I'm marking it as an error. I cannot continue your program. Do you understand? So now you have to tell the computer where you are getting the person's class from, and you got the person's class from the com.company. So therefore, if you are declaring the class, pay close attention. You have to say com.company, exactly how you stole the class. You have to write the full name, like it's like you writing the son name and the first name, the full name of the person's class. This is it. What is this one? Oh, it's okay. It's taking me so to be sure that I'm spelling everything. Okay, this is what you have to write here. com.company.person. So anywhere you are going to use that thing called person, you must write com.company dot what? Person. Do you understand? So you are going to write the full name for the computer, so that it's not going to tag you as an error. Now imagine if you are using this person class in many things, maybe not just here. Maybe you want to write person now, maybe to do something also, maybe to pass a method or so, and you're using person here. You use person on let me say you use person on this line. You go down again, you use person on this you use person on this line, you go down again, you use person on this line, you go down again, you use person on this line, you just continue using person. Guy, I remember that for you to use the person, you have to be writing com.company. Is stressful. Okay, imagine if let me say when the programmer was defining the class, his package was very long, very long. He wrote some book itself can even create rubbish package. He wrote idiot and yam, and he was just creating folders upon folders. Do you understand? And you're like, something is too long, so you cannot just come here and be writing company dot idiot dot yam dot person. Do you understand? Like you'll be fed up, and you come here again and be writing idiot dot idiot and be going idiot. Like, you understand? You write the same thing. You just be and you remember that you see write all those things here and be going down. If you're using the person class too much, maybe you have to use it. Do you understand? So it becomes stressful. Now that is when our import statement comes into play. Now, what is import statement? Let's go back to our slide. Now, what is import statement? Now, import statement is just telling you that, okay, see, okay, so go to this. So what is import statement now? Okay, before I continue, see this one now that we borrow, this JFrame class. Now, without using here now, without using the this thing now, without using this import statement now, the this folder, because this is the package here, we're meant to write this thing and write it here, then dot jframe, you write it here dot jframe anywhere, assuming we will not use this import statement. Now, what is import statement now? Import statement is telling you that, see, i want to lessen the burden for you. Ine, I want to help you. I know you are suffering and I want to help. Now, import statement is telling you that just 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 confess to me where you got the class from. Tell me where you got the class from. Just tell me the package that you got the class from, and leave everything to me. Once you tell me the class you got it, the package you got the class from, go ahead, take the class, use the class anywhere in your program, use the class anything you want to do in your program, you can use the class. I'm going to sort out with the computer. That's what import statement is telling you. Come on, that's easy. Are you not actually happy with that? Are you not actually okay? Thank you, the stress now has reduced, the burden has reduced. Now, import statement is telling you, see, tell me the package, where did you get this class, or where did you steal this class from, and I'm going to sort out with the computer. I'm going to, me and the computer are going to just go and day your day, play with the class anyhow you like. You understand? And I'm going to actually, me and it just relieves the stress of, it just relieves the stress on you, that you should be putting the fully qualified name of the class anytime that you want to use it. Now, you can only use the class without without always defining the package name, because you have already told the import statement where you got the class from. Now, for you to use import statement, you have to get the class, you have to get the package where you got the class from. So the package now of this JFrame, we are going back now to that JFrame now. This is it. You write, instead of using the expression Java, instead of using this expression, the package name dot the class, to refer to the class, you can just simply write, give it to the import statement. Now, how do you write the import statement? Import, then your package name dot the class. So if it's javas.swing, you are going to write javas.swing dot, then the class that you want to use, you write the class and put it here at the beginning of your program. So before you write any program, any class that you want to use, you will just tell the computer import.javas.swing dot this class here, remove this asterisk, just this class here, then your semicolon. That's how you just do it. Now, what is this semicolon for? Let me teach you what the semicolon for. Now, you can, there is possible in a class can, a package can have two, in a package you can see two classes. I don't know if you're actually getting me. I can give you an example. Okay, let us say this thing is now, let's go back to what it was. Okay, so here is going to be capital letter company, but most of our packages are meant to be small letters, so I don't know why it was, I was leaving mine in capital letter. What's all this? Okay, so I think I'll go here, and here is meant to be small letter. Jesus. Here is meant to be small letter. Do you understand? Yeah. So because our package was a small letter, so sometimes our class can be, our something can be in two, our something can be in two, our class, we can have two classes in the same package, or we can have more than two classes in the same package. And okay, paste, and okay, and okay, let us say that this one is called see, So let us say another class. You know, every time you're programming, you just be the class. You know, upon there are many names in this life. You don't know what to even use. You understand? Okay, let us use what am I going to use now? Okay, let us say chair, chair, or we can say chair, or anything, chair. And you want to use this class in your you want to use this class, and it's also in the same company. It's also in the same company. It's also in the same company. You understand? So you say you want to use the chair class in your program. Come on, you cannot. If you tell the computer that, see, oh, okay, we have come to our new something now. Remember that here now, for us to use this person class, we said you have to use an import statement at the beginning of the class. So the import statement will somewhere be here. So we're going to have import and com.company dot the person class. Yes, sir. And so now, assuming you want to use, let me say you want to use the chair class now. You want to also use the chair class in your program, and you write chair, you write chair, and you say small chair, small chair. Remember that they are in the same something, oh, and you say small chair. Or see, let me just do the way I used to also declare and create at the same time. You can also do it like that. You understand? New chair, and you understand? Ehen. So this thing now, you can, yes, for declaring, yes, for creating, yes, declaring and creating the object. Hey, this thing now, this classmate that can go, and you can just carry the equal to up and clean this quotation mark, and is, sorry, that's a semicolon mark, and it's the same thing as, is this line now the same thing as this thing. You understand? So you can clean this classmate and clean this semicolon and bring it up, and you have declared. And so that's how programmers do now save, so to save typing stress. And okay, so if you want to use this chair class, this computer is going to take this as read, because he did not tell the chair, even if it's from the same place. You just told the import statement that you own, that you stole the person's class, and you told the person's class where you got it from. You just particular, okay, import statement is only the person's class I stole from this package. That's what you just told the import statement. So here now, computer is going to see, query you, where did you get this chair class from? So for me now to make, so I'm not going to declare, so I'm not going to write com.company.chair here. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to also write, I'm also going to copy this. What did I do? I'm going to um give my chair to import statement. I'm going to write it chair. Do you understand? I'm going to write it chair. But now see, come on, to save the stress, still they are in the same package. So what you can just do is that you can just give yourself access to all the packages, sorry, to all the classes in that package. Now how do you do it? You want to use the person class, you want to use the chair class, instead of you to be writing for the two, you can just put something. Since two of them are in the same package, you can just tell the computer, okay, computer, see, import statement, see, I want you to go and store to the computer that computer should give me access to all these classes in this package. And how do we do it? That is when we make use of the asterisks here. That's when we make use of this word asterisks. You just write import java.swing.asterisks. Now this asterisk means that you're telling computer that any class in that package, I am free to use it. Make me to be free to use it. That's what you're telling the import statement. And if I come here and put, so that means since they are the same package, I will just come here. I'm going to delete this one. Now come here and put company dot, then the asterisk, this is dots, instead of it to be the classes now be dot the asterisk, like asterisk is standing for all the classes in that package. With this asterisk now, you can use chair, you can use person without the computer querying you. Now I believe this is all for import statements, and you can see why here we use asterisk, and we can use our jframe without writing the javas.swing.jframe, without writing the full qualified name, and computer is not going to show it to us as an error. So I think that's all we have for now. Remember, I said please and please and please, I am begging you, um continue programming, continue being consistent in coding, because coding is, I've talked heaven and earth already. I don't need to start from the beginning and everything. So I pray you take my advice, and that's all for today's class. Okay, this is the syntax in using such classes. This is import. I've told you guys about this, and okay, this stuff use not necessary for people now. I'm still going to tell people later, maybe someone won't enter stage 2 of Connect Academy, but it's not now. It's not yeah, at this phase it's not needed. Yeah, so you can be using the asterisks for now. And good bye bye. And I don't even know what to say, but continue to take care of yourself and continue to join us in this phase 1, and you won't regret it. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Thank you.